Hi, everyone, and welcome to Juno Sphere, where we learn about a whole sphere of topics and how they are interconnected, just as we are all interconnected. The purpose of this video is to enlighten and entertain you. Today, we're looking at the Hermit card in the Rider Waite Smith Tarot deck, focusing on the astrology and general information about this card. The dates for this card are from August 23rd to September 22nd. Some keywords for the Hermit card are the principle of completion, introspection, personal integrity, and space, the mediator, philosopher, sage, and wise man, completing karma through service, self reflection, the seeker, old wise one, journey into the underworld, perfection, patience, authenticity, solitude, wisdom, discernment, cleverness, self control, awareness, autonomy, reliability, discipline, chastity, conservation, leadership, guidance, and mysticism. When asking the Hermit card about whether your question is given a yes, no, or maybe answer, the mysterious Hermit whispers, maybe. Astrology wise, the Hermit card is associated with Virgo, the earthy sign of diligence and attention to detail. Virgo rules the sixth house of the zodiac, where astrologers look for information about work and service to others. Virgo, in turn, is ruled by Mercury, the planet of speed and communication. Early renditions of the card were known as Time, and they depicted Saturn, also known as Father Time, holding an hourglass. Even though the hermit is alone, he's not lonely. Even though we're often surrounded by others, we always must follow our own path. An indication that there is an urgent need to retire or disassociate oneself from activity and the pressures of the world in order to think and evaluate circumstances. The hermit is one who deals with his problems when the time is ripe and without attempting to avoid the issue. Gathering enough data and information so that you have enough personal wisdom to sort things out. A feeling that you want to analyze or understand your role within your relationships, group, job, family, or whatever. A deliberate emotional withdrawal to work on self development, assistance from a definite inner or outer guide, or withdrawal due to fear of people, or a Peter Pan attitude of fun and games as a way of avoiding the responsibility of doing something with your life. Indicates silent counsel and wise advice given and received, looking within for proper answers. May also be the close of a life cycle or period and a withdrawal of energies accordingly. Patience is a virtue and leads to a studied conclusion rather than a hasty one. A hint to make calm but steady efforts to throw off unimportant ballast and concentrate on the essentials. A deep desire to follow that which is extremely meaningful and heartfelt for you. The inward search to find personal truth in which not only accomplishments and gains, but also despair and isolation must be accepted. From the Greek Orphics, little Hermes, came the hermit. Tantric tradition taught that secular life and worldly affairs should be followed by the compensatory life of seclusion and meditation. The hermit starts a journey in the opposite direction to that of the fool, into the world of the unconscious and the mystical. The hermit's mission is not to fix beliefs by formulating dogma, for he is not the Hierophant. He does not address the crowds, nor let himself be approached easily, and in this way he prepares formidable events. For being unknown to his contemporaries, he becomes the actual maker of the future. With no self-interest, he weaves the subtle web of what is to take place. He is the prototype putting the stamp of the species onto individuals. Be yourself. This signifies a time to look to yourself for what you really are and what you really want, rather than what you are supposed to be or want. The hermit is the knowledge that the value of physical life is provisional and justified only if it allows you to live your love. The reclusive hermit is not part of the world at large. He is all the individual teachers encountered in life. His influence in society is made indirectly through his students. Inevitably, the hermit's teachings will be institutionalized by his followers as a church, an academic institution, or a government. At that point, they are something altogether different from the teachings received directly from the hermit, as different as the hermit is from the hierophant. The hermit himself stays the same, whatever riches or prestige come his way. He is real, not a charlatan or ego tripper. The hermit can be eclectic to the point of eccentricity, or he can be fanatically single minded. His nature is firm, though not rigid. He remains true to his path, unswayed by the fortunes of life, unimpressed by his own accomplishments. He considers everything a gift from his teachers, receiving wisdom from above, instruction from an expert in your field. A journey may be necessary in order to gain knowledge. Spiritually, the hermit presents an independent path to and with God. Needing more knowledge and having to listen very closely to your inner self to find the answers needed. Meditation and prayer, turning within, usually comes with a blessing, but at first may include a sense of loneliness. A card of attainment rather than quest. It is the man who has the strength to lose himself to such a degree that he finds God. Intimates that where I am, you may also be, because you cannot help getting what you seek in respect of the things that are divine. It is the law of supply and demand. The law of wholeness, to become complete by uniting the highest state of attainment on the material and spiritual realms, using your work in the world as a spiritual path to achieve your highest destiny. The solitary hermit conserves the energies of his body as fuel for his spiritual journey. He teaches prudence with material resources and with our bodies and minds. He is ready to go to the help of every man who cries for the light. He remains in the heights throughout the long nights of spiritual darkness. Only those who dare, do, and keep silent can see the light of Hermit's lamp. From the voice of silence, be humble if thou wouldst attain wisdom. Be humbler still when wisdom thou hast mastered. Historical reports about hermits always contain references to living a life in the experience of God and His presence. In all the various religions, this condition is seen as a metaphor to describe the highest possible state of bliss. In other words, what the uninitiated sees as being no more than relinquishment and sacrifice is for the hermit himself the key to transcendental happiness. In reversed position, the hermit card may warn of alienation, withdrawal from other people, depression, emotional numbness, and even paranoia, regression, annulment, alienation, loneliness, imprudence, disguise, feeling like a misfit, feeling disconnected from spirit. You may be consciously busying your mind in an attempt to ignore the advice or wisdom your higher self is trying to get through because you know it will require some level of discomfort. Refusal to listen to wisdom, immaturity, foolish vices, rejection of maturity, tendency to be a perpetual Peter Pan. In conclusion, every soul is upon some step of the path. We ourselves may have passed them on the way. When we refuse to recognize the divine center in others, we are bearing false witness, for we are not seeing our followers as they are. Practice open mindedness and a willingness to be of help. Gautama Buddha has said, "The light of truth's high noon is not for tender leaves." And from the scriptures came the words of those who have faith, "Thy word shall be a light upon my path." You will pay off debts both in the material as well as moral sense, and that will do you good. Please check out the companion video titled The Hermit Card Symbolism in the Rider Waite Smith Tarot deck for further guidance. I will be so grateful if you will like, subscribe, share, and comment on my videos, and I'm very thankful for all of you who have already done so. Thanks for tuning in, and I invite you to tune in to the Juno Sphere again soon. Bye!